Hey folks, welcome to MX365. I'm Justin McBride, and this is the daily series where we consider quotes, concepts, and contradictions that can support us on our journey of experiencing life mindfully. Today's consideration is the concept of off-highway mindset. I introduced this concept at the end of yesterday's consideration, which if you don't know, some of the considerations get delivered as podcasts, some are videos like this, and some are blogs, and others are visual considerations or a little more experimental. You can find all of those in the show notes or links to the Mindful X 365 channel where all of these exist, and you can subscribe to the Mindful X podcast. Anyways, on to today's consideration. What does off-highway mindset mean? Well, let's start with the highway. What is the highway? Think of the highway this way. There are places where you are going and you are coming from, and the highway is the path in between those different things. It's the journey, right, of us getting from point A to point B. Everything inside the car, those are the internal thoughts, the internal emotions that you might have, the things that are more central to who you are, the things that other people don't hear. In this metaphor, I know you might typically have people in the car with you if you're going on a road trip, for instance, and that's okay. Maybe for you, this metaphor is more meaningful as the driver's seat, and everything in the driver's seat as being the internal thoughts and emotions, because we do have family and friends that are along for the ride. And even though they're outside of the driver's seat, they're still inside the car with us on this journey. Everything outside of the car. So the other vehicles, the road work, the condition of the road itself, all of these things are the external factors in our lives. Things like our job, things like, national emergencies, natural disasters, or the positive things too, right? There's lots of good things that happen in our life that we're not directly responsible for, but they are external to us and they do impact us. When we're driving down this highway, we're on this path going from point A to point B. Mindfulness to me is what allows us the opportunity to see more clearly these internal and external factors. It's not necessarily about controlling them. It's just about being aware of what's going on inside the car. What's going on inside here, inside our brain, the other people in the car with us even. Sometimes it's just us solo, but a lot of times in our life, we do have those other people. How does that impact us? Again, not controlling, but just being aware of what's going on. That way we can more appropriately respond to those internal factors, the things inside the car. Outside the car as well. If we're not aware of what's going on outside of the car, if we're only focused on maybe what's directly ahead of us, we're not looking at our mirrors one way or the other, then we can also get in trouble because we don't know who's behind us. Maybe we need to slam on our brakes. And if we don't know there's somebody tailing us pretty closely, well, we can't respond appropriately. It's not about necessarily controlling them. Maybe in certain circumstances, we can give appropriate signals and let others know what's kind of going on, but it's about being aware. And what you do with that awareness, that's a whole other conversation. Now that we've established this mentality of the highway itself, what is off-highway mindset? Well, off-highway mindset is about realizing between point A and point B are all of these other destinations, are all of these other opportunities, these moments in between the moments where we can pause, where we can pull off the highway to a rest stop momentarily. Maybe we can pull off altogether from the highway and find a dirt road and go explore, spend a little bit of time with ourselves, with our loved ones, and be in the moments in between the moments. That way we're not just rushing from here to there and we're just so stressed out about where we're going and where we're coming from that we fail to realize that off the highway there are some beautiful sights to check out. There are some wonderful things to explore, not just externally, but internally. When we quiet things down just a little bit, and we get a little bit off the highway, the honking and the other cars swerving around us, as those start to go in the rear view, we have the opportunity to just be, to exist. And in that existence, we have the opportunity to be aware. From a level of awareness, responding to all the internal and external factors are that much easier. This idea of off-highway mindset isn't to tell you what you should do when you get off the highway. It's not even telling you when to get off the highway. It's just a reminder for all of us that there is something off the highway to explore. What does this concept mean to you? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on where you go to get off the highway or how you get off the highway. And once you're off the highway between point A and point B, what do you do? What are the moments in between the moments for you? Head over to mindfulx.net if you're not watching this from there already, and go to the MindfulX365 channel. I'll make sure to put a link in the comments below, depending on where you're watching this, if it's not at mindfulx.net, so you can find the MindfulX365 channel. This is a totally free community, free from advertisements also. And I'd love to hear what you have to say. Other people would probably get a lot of value out of your thoughts as well. So share with everyone. What does the highway mean to you? Can you build on this metaphor a little bit more? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Again, I'm Justin McBride. I'm so glad that you stopped by today. And until next time, remember, mindfulness is only a few intentional breaths away.